Oh, you all are something else. That's what awesome energy on a Friday. And in turn, look, you're lending me a little bit of your energy, and let me help energize you, unlock some creativity, some fun, some stories, and smiles. I don't always rules lawyer, but when I do, it makes someone break down and cry. You just get some sort of like Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor, wrong. Let's roll percentile and find out. Look, this is a beach adventure, a summertime beach adventure. Right now, we have all the makings of like a harem anime romantic comedy. We have one male, and the other three characters are female. 50-50 chance, right? Let's find out. Another female, and so it is that we have truly an anime summer adventure. Our male protagonist too is very generic. This couldn't have worked out any better. Five's company, Fluffy Sheep. Yep, the harem is complete, Dark Wolf. Let's see what we get, right? We have a female, but a female what? Let's roll a d10 and find out. 9. A tiefling. Hey, we have a female tiefling. And her tiefling blood will lean one way or the other, and it'll lean towards odds. She favors her human side more. That could mean in looks. Maybe she actually has pupils, right? Maybe her tail is a little shorter, or she always looks like she has a tan. Maybe she always looks like she has a sunburn. But she's very human in appearance. And or if she favors her human side, maybe just culturally she's more attuned to human culture than fiendish culture that has come before. You know what? We have this female tiefling. What if she ends up being kind of demure? What if she's like that? That maid character that we rolled up? Last night. That we have this pure Lolita maid, and she's just pure and wonderful until you upset her, and then she turns to violence with a chain or a rope. I don't know. We'll see. We'll generate some personality for her in a little bit here. Oh, she does need to learn to swish responsibly. You know what, Romonger? It has been a long time since we've had a tiefling on our broadcast. Our Dark Wolf asks, who will Kirito choose? Who will be stolen away by a handsome ripper? Oh. Okay, so tieflings, supposedly they're descendants of fiends and humanoids, right? But that's a Cambion. How do we get one versus the other? Well, it's Fluffy Sheep. After the gesture and critical roll, you can look at it this way: half dragons exist, and you can imagine a half dragon is the result of a direct boinking between a human and a dragon, one way or the other. And then you get a half dragon. Well, a Cambion is kind of like a half-dragon, right? You get something like a succubus or an incubus, and you pineapple pen them together with a human, or a humanoid of some kind. I don't know, it could be an elf, maybe a dwarf, who knows? And then you get a Cambion. Well, then, what if a half-dragon gets together with a human, or a Cambion with a human? Or what if two half-dragons get together? And they produce, something that's lesser in some way. And so you could think of Dragonborn maybe as quarter dragons. Something eighth dragons, something along those lines. And the same with tieflings, right? So, there's been a lot of human influence, but that one drop of dragon blood, that one drop of infernal blood, or of fiendish blood, we'll call it, since fiend is devils and demons alike. And don't forget Yugoloths and other things like that. Anyway, so it's enough to keep them from being fully human, but they're way more human than their other counterparts. A dragon show, I feel bad for the human. Well, remember, Rowmonger, dragons can shapeshift. And can shapeshift presumably into a very handsome man, or a very beautiful woman to someone, and things happen, and there you go. Life always finds a way. But as a rule, Fluffy Sheep, what I do for our half races here of half-elves, orcs, tieflings, and dragonborn, well, not so much dragonborn because they are kind of their own thing-ish, but for at least for half-elves, orcs, and tieflings, because they don't have sub-races in the PHB, I roll to see do they favor their human or humanoid side or their drop of side, their orcish, their fiendish, or their elven side. And if so, does it manifest as looks, as personality, as a cultural attraction? So in other words, we can use it as a tiebreaker, right? If we're not sure about a character detail and we look up, okay, she favors her human side, so she's probably not gonna, do something devilish to someone, which could be a part of her nature by her blood. Alright, so we have a female tiefling completing the harem. We are going to go down to, what is her alignment? Let's roll 2 percentiles and find out. 99 and 81. Okay, chaotic evil it is. Ooh, some beach episode we're gonna have. She's a very free spirit. I mean, chaotic evil doesn't mean you have to, like, murder people left and right, but it is definitely you're the ultimate free spirit. You cannonball into the ocean and your top comes off, who cares? You want a little kid's ice cream? Oh, that looks tasty. Use your tail and kind of bring it up. What are you going to do? She's the one who brought the giant beach ball. That's right. Oh my. So we have a very free-spirited tiefling. What level is she? And by the way, because she's evil, if we roll a paladin or a cleric, there's a special thing we can do. Let's find out what level she is. That's going to be a percentile. 56 is going to put us in the realm of level 13. Okay, we're going to gen up a level 13 character. That means she's going to get not 1, not 2, but wait, there's more. There's a third stat bump. 1 at 4, 1 at 8, 1 at 12. And of those, let's roll to determine how many are going to be feats, if any. We rolled a 1. For sure, this is all natural, baby. This is all natural. All right. Let's find out her background. We're going to generate a 13-sided die and hit it. 9. She is an Outlander. Ooh, so she is kind of a bit of a wild child, isn't she? Okay, Outlanders. Have you no shame? Shame? What's that? Is it tasty? Can you eat it? Oh, well, she's not. Well, she could be number 10. There are 10 different origins for Outlander. Let's roll a d10 and find out which one she is. 2. She is Outlander number 2. While we're here, let's give her 2 personality traits, and those are going to be d8s, 6 and 7. Now let's roll 3d6. Whoops. 6, 4, and 3 for an ideal, a bond, and a flaw. Our placeholders are there. We don't need to know what they do just yet. We'll get there. And now we come down to the epic question. What is her class? There's a faction within the channel that says, no bards, please. Hiss, hiss, no bards. Oh, good job, Dark Wolf. There's a 1 in 12 chance it's a bard. Why don't we hit our big golden button up at the top and find out what's she bringing to the table by being a chaotic evil something or another. Ready? And hit it. 3. Ooh, that was close. She is a cleric. Oh my. Well, we're going to come up here. Cleric. And she gets the special treatment. In our character generation, our procedure for that, we have generated here that a cleric who is evil will most likely be death. There's a 70% chance of going death. Trickery is 10, Tempest is 10, and War is 10% each. So I am now going to roll the percentile, and we'll find out which of these it'll be. If it's 1 to 70, we have not made a death cleric yet on this channel, so we'll find out. But hey, as much as it would be cool to just go ahead and make one, we got to stick to our plan here, right? $61. Trust in the dice. A Death Domain Cleric comes along for a wonderful beach episode / hot springs episode. Oh my goodness. This is going to be interesting. All right. Let's gen up her physical stats. Tieflings start at 4 feet 9 inches tall, and we're going to add 2d8 inches to her height. We're going to add 7 inches to her height, making her 4 foot 16 inches. Now, the question is, are you going to argue, are you counting the tips of your horns as your height or the top of your head? Given her proclivities, I'll let you have that argument with her. Now we're gonna take the 7 that we rolled up for her, and we're gonna multiply it by 2d4. 7 times 6. We're going to add 42 pounds to her 110. So she is 152 pounds in her bathing suit for the beach episode, right? And now another percentile, and we'll find out how old she is. 43 puts us in the realm of adult. That is column 3 here. I'll scroll up a little bit. Tieflings reach adulthood between 26 and 45. Hey, Tri-C, you've come in at a very interesting time. We have a very fun character for our beach episode. So this is going to be a D20 roll. 4. All right, 26, 27, 28, 29. She's an adult at 29 years old. Okay. We do not need our random number generator anymore, so I'm going to minimize that, and we're going to proceed over to her background in order to fill out her personality a little bit more. While I do that, Coffee Cat, I'm just going to leave the top bar of information exposed for all to see. She's an Outlander. Let's go over O. It's alphabetical. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Outlander. She is proficient in athletics, and survival. Her origin is number 2. She's a trapper. Right? Anime, just roll with it. Come on now, let's have a sense of humor. She's proficient in a musical instrument. If there's an instrument that you think sounds good, that you think that you'd like her to play, leave a suggestion. Language is one of your choice. Alright, so she can speak Common and Infernal. And then something else. Equipment. She will get a quarterstaff. She will get a hunting trap. We're going to go down into her backpack for this. Derek. That's the roleplay challenge. Derek, can you filter it to be PG-13? If not, then that's fine. Bow out of this one and come back later. Traveler's clothes. And a belt pouch. With 10 gold. What's all this laughing? D&D is supposed to be serious. We're supposed to be min-maxing our characters. We're supposed to be optimizing our economy of action. We are supposed to have our next move planned already because everything should just be rote and predictable. No laughing, no fun. What are we doing? I'm just flip the desk. Do you have any idea how much stress you caused me trying to stay PG-13 all the time? I guess I don't. Otherwise, maybe I wouldn't be laughing as much. Oh gosh, there. Karma, to slow my humor down, has caused me to yawn. Okay, she is a wanderer. You have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and you can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition, you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth. Mac does not exist in a world of PG-13. At best, I can hang out as rated R. Just imagine, like, there's a couple of times you're just... you gotta bite your knuckle and just like, no. Or you go to reach for the keyboard. No. Stop it. Must... Oh, gosh. All right. So, her personality traits, she came close to a dark wolf, but she was not, in fact, raised by wolves. That would bring a whole other element to her, I'm sure. But she got 6 and 7 for her personality traits. I'm always picking things up, absently fiddling with them, and sometimes accidentally breaking them. Things or people. And 7, I feel far more comfortable, I misspelled that, comfortable around animals than people. At the very least, you all know I'm not a moral human being. A paladin only once, never again. It was a dark time. We don't talk about it. Rykon, no, we did not roll a paladin. So Rykon, welcome. As you may recall, teehee, we are making an anime beach, a summer beach episode campaign. We completed the harem, right? We have Kirito, the extremely generic male wood elf hunter ranger with a brooding soldier background. We have our generic male Japanese protagonist in an anime who's surrounded by 4 different females. The last one that we rolled is a chaotic, evil female tiefling who is a cleric of death. A teehee? Ooh, you? And by the way, she's a trapper. A romantic day. Fluffy Sheep says this is the best anime ever. So let's see. She's always picking things up, absently fiddling with them, and sometimes accidentally breaking them. And I had to ask the question: things or people or both? You got to watch that tail. And she feels far more comfortable around animals than people. Her ideal is 6. Glory. I must earn glory in battle for myself and my clan. Now, does battle have to be literal or can it be metaphorical? Where does she find glory? Does she see battle as in a battlefield as a warrior? Does she look at conquering people or hearts or minds or sports challenges or something? That this is something that we can have a little bit of wiggle room, right? We've been given a prompt, we're creative, and we can adjust these little these personality quirks as we wish. Yeah, right, accidentally, Dark Wolf. Tieflings for when a Kender just won't do. Yeah. Well, at least the tail might have that Kender propensity, right? That tail just sort of like wraps around, goes in your pocket, kind of fiddles around a bit, and hey, where'd my keys go? Bonds, number 4. I am the last of my tribe, and it is up to me to ensure their names enter legend. Whew. She just keeps getting better, doesn't she? Oh, by the way, speaking of Kender Fluffy Sheep, I don't have it handy. For nostalgia's sake, I downloaded on my Audible Dragons of Autumn Twilight, and I've been getting through that. I'm going to be going through that whole series again. And lastly, her flaw is number 3. I remember every insult I've received and nurse a silent resentment toward anyone who's ever wronged me. Oh, lordy. Hey, Big Joe, good to see you. Finishes washing my hands in a barrel that has a floating drowned Kender in it. Sorry, did I miss something? Oh my gosh. We have a character already, ladies and gentlemen. There is nothing that I can do to do... Anything at this point is just going to be like, little detail. We're going to like fiddle with things here and there. We already have a character. And look how much blank space is on this character sheet. Do I even need to give stats or anything for you to imagine playing this character at a tabletop? All right, let's go and find out now what we get by virtue of being a tiefling. Our intelligence increases by 1, and our charisma increases by 2. We are a medium-sized creature. We have a walking speed or a run of 30, giving us a 15 climb, 15 swim, and a 0 fly. We do get 60 feet of dark vision. We do get resistance to fire damage. So up here on this modified sheet, as you can see, they have little fill-in bubbles here. And I'm going to type it, or I'm going to click in the middle because it's IRV for immunities, resistances, and vulnerabilities. So we are resistant to fire damage. Huzzah. I rolled your high school girlfriend, so I have 0 trouble imagining this character. Oh no. Well, Fluffy Sheep, that means if you have a little bit of extra fun or insight into who she is, what she does, her skills, her backstory, things along those lines, you know you're welcome to have at her. Okay, Infernal Legacy. We know the Thaumaturgy cantrip, so I'm going to put IL. And I'm going to put that here in cantrips. I put IL to indicate this is where we received this spell. Infernal Legacy, Thaumaturgy, or Small Miracles is what it means. And we will definitely reach 3rd and 5th level, so we're going to drop these in. We will cast Hellish Rebuke as a 2nd level spell. So we're going to put IL here, and we're going to put Hellish Rebuke as 2nd. And we're also going to cast the Darkness spell, which is a 2nd level spell, if I do recall correctly. It could be a 3rd level, we'll find out. But Infernal Legacy is going to give us Darkness. Okay. Dun, da, da, da. Hey, Bubonic One. We did not roll another Bard. And we did not roll a Dragonborn at that. Now we're going to go down to our class and figure out what she gets as a cleric. Now, this is important. All clerics are going to get the same access to things. The domain is where we're going to be accessing the Dungeon Master's Guide. So if we look here, she's 13th level, so that means we're going to get all these goodies right here. Our proficiency bonus is going to be 5. We're going to know 5 cantrips. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to get some spell slots of 4, 3, 3, 3, 3. No, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. 2, 1, 1. There we go. So there's her spell slots taken care of, and her cantrips. She is a D8 hit die class. Yep, Bubonic. You came in at an interesting time. In fact, that's a... It might be apocryphal, but that it's often referred to as an like an ancient Chinese curse that goes, "May you live in interesting times." Armor proficiencies, we will get light, medium, and shields. All simple weapons. No tools. Wisdom and charisma are going to be our proficient saves. And now we're going to choose 2. History, insight, medicine, persuasion, and religion. Let's look at her personality again to maybe help determine. Norton, we rolled up your girlfriend, who apparently apparently, if that's the case, then you're dating Fluffy Sheep's ex-high school girlfriend. I may actually use this character as a villain. Yeah, I'll upload it to our Discord, Fluffy. She'll be a nice diversion from the relentless horror I was planning. Let's see. Always picking things up, absently fiddling with them. I feel far more comfortable around animals than people. I must earn glory in battle for myself and my clan. But she is the last of her tribe, so whatever she's doing, she's like, remember me. Or if any of you have played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, she gets into that vocal loop as those Imperial soldiers that you fight early in the game, and all they do is constantly repeat, "Think you can beat me? Don't forget me. Think you can beat me? Think you can beat me? Don't forget. Think you can beat me? Don't forget. Think you can..." She's a tiefling. But for you, Norton, she could be whatever you want her to be. Let's see. I remember every insult I've received and nurse a silent resentment toward anyone who's ever wronged me. Let's see. Picking things up, fiddling with them, far more comfortable around animals. Probably then, if she wants to earn glory, she remembers her tribe. Yep, there you go, Alexander. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Dark Wolf, are you able to do experience points? Norton, I think Norton, though, he didn't win here. But also, Dark Wolf, you may want to give Derek a little bit of a hug and comfort on his stats. Oh, okay, you want to do it, Derek? All right. I didn't know if that was something you wanted to step up and do. But, yeah, so if someone wins, it's exclamation point, add points, space, name, space, the amount. So she probably is going to be better at insight. And... persuasion? Glory in battle, so she's like, yeah! She wants to project herself. And given her very libertine nature as chaotic evil, she probably isn't afraid of projecting parts of herself either. Unless, you know what, maybe her tribe was very religious and that's what led her here. So maybe something like history and religion might make sense. Oh yeah, technically Norton didn't win, but that's fine. Norton, congratulations. We were clearly just warming up and we needed a victim that would jump on the grenade of taking 50 experience points. No, Dark Wolf, Derek has it. Just give Derek a little bit of a pat on the head for his maid stats. All right, let's give her religion and history. Oh, snap. Hey, I don't know. Look at Rienne's spread of stats there. All right, so she is going to start out with a mace. Dun, 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 although she has a quarterstaff. See, with the quarterstaff, that gives her some versatility because it is a versatile weapon, but that means that she gets to decide if she wants to use one hand or two on you. Scale mail, leather armor, or chainmail if proficient. We should see what our domain is going to give us here. So we're going to put scale, leather, or chain, depending. I don't think death gets heavy, but we'll check it out. A light crossbow. I kind of like, or any simple weapon. So let's go light crossbow or any simple. We'll see what comes from this. It is Fez Friday. It was not. That's tomorrow is free RPG day / Saturday. Well, technically, Norton, your spear is gone, but all of those magic spearheads that you have are still with you. Unless, did we make your spear magical itself? Or was it just the spearheads? Because that was your 10 pieces of ammunition. Priest's pack or an explorer's pack? Oh, I bet she's going to love performing the rituals of her people on others. With others. Did I say on other people? I totally meant with other people around. Well, Norton, it is time for you to step up and for you to be the alpha male. that your father wanted you to be. Either that, or if you pull from the deck of many things again, maybe you can get a Fates card and rewind past events. A shield and a holy symbol. So I guess we'll come up here and we'll give her a shield, and she has a holy symbol of some kind. Alright, spells are going to come later. Spells are one of the last things that we do. We got to give her some stats first before then. So we have our Divine Domain, and we're going to get to that in a second. We rolled Death Domain for her, so we're actually going to go to the Dungeon Master's Guide for that. We are going to get Channel Divinity. We're not just turning undead. We now go up to Destroy Undead. We are going to get Divine Intervention. Beginning at 10th level, you can call your deity to intervene on your behalf when your need is great. So she says her prayer. She holds her two hands together and maybe like she slithers her tail up between them. So she actually has... I don't know. Anyway, you can imagine. So she's holding her tail like this in prayer, and she's speaking softly into the tip of her tail, since that's what's projecting her words to the deities above, you know. And given her personality, she's probably asking for some bad things. Well, bad to the victim. Okay, there we go. Divine Intervention should be down here. That's what we get as a cleric. We get a lot more stuff from our domain. So should I deck myself or take the safe route, craft another spear? The deck is Evil Echo wins. And hey, Raven. Oh, so am I, says Norton says to Echo. Oh. Evil is fine unless it's a deck of cards. Bubonic says the Fates are fickle group of ladies. Well, Norton, this is a decision. Do you rely on a deck of cards, or are you going to step up and craft a spear the likes of which has never been seen before? And maybe in an accompanying Addle Addle. Do any of you out there know, and no cheating, don't look it up if you don't know, do any of you know what an Addle Addle is? And, you know, can you provide a description of it right over here? I'll trust you not to cheat. Oh, you finished it, Coffee Cat? I'll go take a look here in a second. We have to go over to the Dungeon Master's Guide and look up the Death Domain. Not Addle Brains. Domain. 96 to 97. An Addle Addle. Do any of you know? If not, I can definitely show you. Nah, not an aboleth. Alright, we are going to get some domain spells. Your domain spells do not count against the spells you can memorize normally. False Life. Ray of Sickness. Blindness, Deafness. Ray of Enfeeblement. Animate Dead. Vampiric Touch. Blight. Death Ward. Anti-Life Shell. And Cloud Kill. Ooh, nice. Oh no, Norton. It is kind of a throwing weapon, Big Joe. Bonus proficiency when the cleric chooses this domain, gains proficiency with martial weapons. Ooh. Simple and martial. So we can take a battle axe if we want. However, would it be too stereotypical if we gave her a scythe and maybe if we gave her a scythe and we reflavored it as like a two-handed sword or a battle axe or something? Whoa, hey, Becky won. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome aboard. You get to watch me stream this time, eh? It is going very well, sir. We just started the broadcast a little bit ago and are making a very, very interesting character. Hi. We'll come up and see everyone. Come on. I'll pet you. Just don't honk at me. Come on. My cat's down here. Come on. Show everyone how pretty you are. Or just rub on the door. That's cool, too. You want my attention? No. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. We have a cat, everyone. Aw, thank you for saying so, Raven. No, don't cry. Someone go give Norton a hug, please. Yep, the cat butt is going to be real. This one is, like, we call him a cat, but he's really just a big fuzzy slug. No, Norton. Don't leave us. Look, we have cats. Not to eat, though. Please don't eat this one. Norton, here. Norton, I'm giving you scratches. It is a slug cat. You are correct. Oh, he likes the pets, but he likes it even more when I take about 10 pounds of fur off him every time I touch him. I don't know where he's just an unlimited source of fur. I don't get it. Hi. Where have you been? I didn't see when I put food down. Oh, alright, not on the keyboard. Oh, not on the keyboard. Okay. There we go. Alright. I gotta scroll back up. Oh, gosh. Alright. We get the feature called Reaper. At first level, the cleric learns one necromancy cantrip of his or her choice from any spell list. When the cleric casts a necromancy cantrip that normally targets only one creature, the spell can instead target 2 creatures within range and within 5 feet of each other. Ooh, nice. Cool, cool, cool. Now, there's not enough room on the front page for it, because now we're going to be at 7 cantrips. However, we can come down here. So from our Infernal Legacy, we get Thaumaturgy. And then from our Death / Reaper, we're going to get another cantrip that can do something different. Yeah, so I have a very narrow, like a 6-inch band of my desk between the edge and the end of the keyboard. So he's lying on his side, but his paws are pushed against me for support. Hey, there you go, Dark Wolf. You're getting a roommate. Channel Divinity, Touch of Death. Starting at 2nd level, the cleric can use Channel Divinity to destroy another creature's life force by touch. When the cleric hits a creature with a melee attack, the cleric can use Channel Divinity to deal extra necrotic damage to the target. The damage equals 5 plus twice his or her cleric level. Do you have a local store or a play group next to you, Becky? And am I pronouncing that name correctly? Is it Becky? Or do you want me to call you Beck or B or B1? We are also going to receive Inescapable Destruction. Starting at 6th level, the cleric's ability to channel negative energy becomes more potent. Necrotic damage dealt by the character's cleric spells and Channel Divinity options ignores resistance to necrotic damage. We will also be getting Divine Strike. At 8th level, the cleric gains the ability to infuse his or her weapon strikes with necrotic energy. Once on each of the cleric's turns, when he or she hits a creature with a weapon attack, the cleric can cause the attack to deal an extra 1d8 necrotic damage to the target. When the cleric reaches 14th level, the extra damage increases to 2d8. And we're not quite at the improved Reaper level. Starting at 17th level, when the cleric casts a necromancy spell of 1st through 5th level that targets only one creature, the spell can instead target 2 creatures within range and within 5 feet of each other. If the spell consumes its material components, the cleric must provide them for each target. You don't have any stores near you? Well, you did say that you live in a kind of a rural area, like in the countryside. Most people call you Becky. So is it 3 syllables like Becky, or is it more like Becky? 2 syllables? Echo says, "Keep petting me, human, else I attack your hand." That's all I imagine. Well, he's not too much of an attacker. He just loves the pets, and when he gets to a point where he says, "I'm done," he just gets up and leaves, like this. Oh, no. Don't look into the eye of Sauron. Becky. Okay, alright. Becky 1. Now, as another option, because clerics get destroy undead, like turn undead that turns into destroy undead, if you're going to be playing a Death Domain cleric, you may want to work with your DM in order to do something more like rebuke undead. So instead of turning them, you could cause undead to simply... It's almost like getting them to bow down and worship you. So instead of running away, they don't approach you, and they just sort of like are prone. It's sort of in worship. And then destroy undead might turn into something like bolster undead. And so if there's undead around you and you use this Channel Divinity, instead of turning them away, you actually strengthen them. Or you might even be able to argue with your DM to let you use a Channel Divinity to raise undead, almost as per the spell. That way you have a little bit more flexibility and you can raise even more undead minions. Yeah, the Eye of Sauron, Raven, is Catbutt, or sometimes as it's also known, he's giving you the pink eye. Alright, so, aside from picking out spells, we have a lot of the character completed. Now we need to go in and pardon, I almost bit my tongue, and drop in the engine to the character. Like, we have the chassis built. Now we need to put the engine in to make it work, and that's going to be the stats. we use the standard array found in the player's handbook. 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8 to drop into each of the abilities. I play D&D. I know these things. Oh, I have a whole mess of gray fur just lovingly deposited on my desk. Lovingly deposited on my floor now. Wisdom's pretty big for clerics. That's how you cast. And she definitely is someone who... she's definitely someone who enjoys her magic. In fact, if she's the last of her tribe, maybe that's how she keeps the tribe going, is she uses her magic and she wants to bring them back from the dead someday. So we'll tentatively put the 15 in her wisdom. Now, she is also she's also very combative. I think that her next score should be 14. She's probably somewhat nimble, and I do believe that she's hardy. We'll put the 8 in charisma and let that round up, and that'll put the 10 in intelligence down here. You're gonna play with the Fluff Puppy back in a bit? Yeah, have fun, Fluffy Sheep. You'll be back. If we go with this stat spread, when we add in the racial modifiers, her intelligence goes to 11, and her charisma goes to 10. Now we can add in her stat bumps, right? At 4, 8, and 12. Oh, Raven, thank you very much. Thank you for those bits. I really appreciate that. Every time you can increase your ability score, you can add 2 points to one ability or 1 point to 2 abilities. Your DM might also allow you to take a feat, but we rolled that she is not taking feats. Yep, Spicy Larry, Ravenstar kind of dug in a little bit. Gave you a little bit of a poke to the ribs as stream boss. You need some breakfast. Hopefully I'll be able to come back. Hey, take care. Even if you can't, have an awesome Saturday, Becky. Have an awesome Saturday, and thanks for coming to visit and saying hi. I appreciate that. Actually, you know what? It's kind of appropriate. Oh no, Larry healed almost entirely. It's kind of appropriate, the shirt that I'm wearing today, isn't it? Sometimes you gotta let people know, right? It's only fair. Let's use our first stat bump and round up wisdom to 16 and intelligence to 12. Or maybe dexterity to 14. Yeah, maybe that. That'll make her a little bit more defensive, given what she can wear for armor. Our second one should probably go to strength because she likes being strong and bullying other people. And her third one, we should probably dump back into wisdom, because she, for sure, wants to be a very powerful cleric to do what she's hoping to do with her family. She wants to raise them back from the dead. 3, 2, this is anime too. 0. Wisdom is 4. Charisma is 0. Alexander, what have you done about her background and abilities? Oh, Alexander. Her background is an Outlander, and she's a trapper. So just, I'm being very silly. This is an anime themed. Beach party episode that we're having, campaign episode, and so I'm just being extremely silly right now. So she's an Outlander. She's always picking things up, absently fiddling with them, and sometimes accidentally breaking them. And I ask the question: things or people? And I feel far more comfortable around animals than people. Glory. I must earn glory in battle for myself and my clan. However, she is the last of her tribe, and it's up to her to ensure that their names enter legend. So she's willing to do big, bold stuff. She's also kind of a grab bag of fetishes, too. I remember every insult I've received and nurse a silent resentment toward anyone who's ever wronged me. Grrr. Her past? We haven't done a roleplay backstory for her yet, Alexander. We're just finishing up the things that she is... the things that she's getting through the books. Her initiative is going to be +2 because initiative is a dexterity check. And remember, if you're a bard with Jack of all trades, or you're a champion fighter, both of those will offer bonuses to dexterity checks. Initiative is a dexterity check. Armor class, well, she can't wear chains, but she can wear scales. And if I recall correctly, scale starts at AC 14 plus dex, maximum 2. So she's going to start at 16, but she also has a shield, and so she's going to be armor class 18. If she's fully armored and ready to go. Otherwise, if we do something like replace... because she is capable of wielding a martial weapons, we can go and say, well, she's a death cleric. Is it stereotypical to give her a scythe? Maybe. But we could give her a big two-handed axe. Maybe it's like an executioner's axe. Or we could just rehash the greatsword or the great axe into a scythe if we really want to stick with that motif. Current hit points. At first level, she received all 8 of her hit points. She is a D8 hit die class, and at first level, you get your maximum. Every level after that, so therefore 12 levels, she's level 13, we already took care of level 1. For the next 12 levels, she'll get half plus 1 of her hit die in extra hit points. Right? Half of 8 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Lastly, she will get, for all of her levels, therefore all 13 of her levels, she will get bonus hit points equal to her Constitution modifier. And in that case, it's 1. You want to give her a scythe, bubonic? We can do that. We do some simple algebra. 13 and 60 is 73, plus 8 is 81. She's a very healthy girl. We need to do our saving throws and our skills. Our strength saving throw is 3, as that's based off the modifier. However, our athletics is 8. You gotta watch out for that tail. Dexterity saving throw and all dex-based skills are 2 across the board. 1 for a con saving throw. 0 for save. 0 arcana, investigation, and nature. 5 history, and 5 religion. Wisdom saving throw is going to be 9, as will the survival skill. All of the others here are going to be 4s. And lastly, for charisma, our save is going to be 5. However, deception, intimidation, performance, and persuasion are going to be 0s. She has earned a name. She's no longer a set of statistics. If any of you have a name that you would like to offer to give her, shout it out in chat. If 5 of you have different names, let's work through them. This character is what? Okay, passive perception is 14. That is based on 10 plus the perception modifier. That reflects your natural awareness of what is happening around you. It also prevents just a lot of unnecessary dice throws. Spicy Larry says Charlie, she favors her human. So here, we'll write some different names in here. We have a Charlie, Moira, Ruby, to attack with our spells, will we cast off of wisdom? So as we will determine up here for our weapons, we are going to get a +9, right? 4 from her wisdom modifier, +5 from her proficiency bonus. Now to determine how difficult it is to resist her spells, we add 8. It's always add 8. Add 8 to your attack to get your resistance. In this case, it's going to be a 17. Kala, okay. Charlie, Moira, Ruby, Kala. If there's anything else that you all want to throw out there for names, hey, we'll write them down and we'll find out, can we make something work? She can go up to CR2, and she can cast her Channel Divinity 2 times. So we'll just put down here for this little extra area, Channel Divinity, and she can do it twice. That way we're keeping track of it. Alright, so I made a proposal to you all. Look, she's a Death Domain Cleric. Do we want to give her something here that's thematic of that? Maybe we'll give her a scythe. Well, scythes don't exist as its own weapon in the equipment section. So what we would do is we would take another weapon that might do the same thing and simply reflavor it, right? A scythe, Moira Bloodruby, Moira. So, Raven likes that. So what if we did this? What if her name is Moira Bloodruby, but for people who are close to her, and maybe not even close, maybe she's earned the nickname Charlie because of her fiendish nature. She always smells slightly of smoke or sulfur, so she smells kind of charred, right? I mean, Charlie is its own name, and Charlie can be a woman's name as well. But that could be sort of like a backhanded compliment, or even something she's embraced, that she realizes, look, this is who I am. I don't care. Call me Charlie. Only people really close to her that she hasn't killed yet get to call her Moira Bloodruby. Okay, so in a mace is something that's given to you. as a cleric. If you want to stick with the whole like Reaper, whatever, we can replace a mace with a sickle. Right? DM fiat. You've asked your DM, I want to be thematic. It technically costs even less, and in heck, I might even tell you, yeah, you want a sickle instead of a mace. There's a 4 gold piece difference, so take the weapon you want and keep the change. And then you'd come down here and add the 4 gold pieces to your coin purse. This is slashing. Quarterstaff is bludgeoning. That is definitely a 1d6. However, it can be versatile to a 1d8. And so instead of the light crossbow or any simple weapon, we can replace this with... Scythe that will base on a greatsword. That'll work. So now she has a, if she wants to go shield and weapon, she has a shield and a sickle. If she wants to go two-handed, she has a scythe. Or she can use a quarterstaff with one hand or two hands if she wants to bot people. Hey, Spurta Blitz! How goes it? Got some dinosaur races tomorrow. Dinosaur races? What are you talking about? That sounds interesting. I want to know more. As these are strength-based weapons, we are going to take her strength modifier plus her proficiency bonus because she is proficient with these weapons. And that she's going to get to an attack with a +8. With all these weapons. And she receives bonus damage equal to her strength modifier. You could go War Scythe. Is that something that... There's a War Pick and a War Hammer. It could be some type of halberd or polearm. Possibly. It would be just working it out with your... It'd be working out with your DM. And would you consider a scythe as a weapon with reach? And if so, sure. Reflavor whatever weapon you want that you think fits with the character, the setting, the damage output calculations, if your DM has taken that into consideration. Hey, Delcorin. You saw Halberd on there. Yeah, if you make the argument to your DM, if you make a reasonable enough one, they would probably acquiesce to you. Okay, take care, Derek. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, spellcasting ability for clerics is Wisdom. We had a 17 save, and therefore our attack bonus was a +9. Alright? 4 + 5. And then we add the other 8 for our save. We have our channel Divinity that we can use twice a day. We're casting as a cleric. And as a cleric, this is something to consider. You technically know all of your spells. Because when you pray for your spells, and she probably does so as the moon is rising or something like that, or as the sun is setting, or in the middle of the night, or whatever, your prayers are the things that are answered in the form of magic. That's why you quote-unquote know all your cleric spells. So you have 2 different bottlenecks, right? Or like funnel points. How many spells can you prepare? And then of your prepared spells, how many can you cast with your given spell slots? Delcorn is taking a stroll through the forest. You attack with advantage. 13 and 13. Delcorin. A wild magic effect goes off since you rolled the same number twice. So go ahead and roll a D100, and we'll find out what wild magic effect occurs. And also, you're going to get some experience points because you defeated the ogre. Alright, so Delcorin, you rolled a 70. Let's go over to the wild magic effects here in Sorcerer and find out what happens when you attack this ogre. Each creature within 30 feet of you becomes invisible for the next minute. The invisibility ends on a creature when it attacks or casts a spell. Where'd you go, Delcorin? Let's see, I think we can have some fun with this. If you're technically invisible, if you're invisible, Delcorin, let's do this. The next plains, forest, or dungeon you run, if you get normal, you can go to advanced. It'll be like an inspiration point on either of those or any of those 3 dungeons. You can turn a normal roll to advantage, or you can turn a disadvantage into a normal roll on the next plains, forest, or dungeon. Unfortunately, when you go to tombs, undead don't care about invisibility. Underdark, we don't see anyway. And epic, no, you're not sneaking around them. So we'll have some roleplay fun with your wild magic effect. Coffee Cat. Oh, fluffy sheep, jeez. Coffee Cat goes into the forest. You attack with advantage, and it's 8 plus 3 is 11. You barely defeat the dryad that popped out of the tree and tried to get you. Delcorin's going into a dungeon. You attack normally, and so Delcorin is using that advantage of being invisible. Stops on a 1 and 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. So Delcorin, you don't fall on your sword, but unfortunately the mimic still gets you. Raven is going into the Underdark. Your answer appears as a cloaker. Only a 16 or greater can defeat it. You attack with advantage, adding a +5 modifier. And it's worth 1500 EXP if defeated. All these advantage rolls. Nice. Now, as a cleric, you get a number of spells you can prepare each day from the infinite amount that you know, equal to your cleric level, so 13, plus your wisdom modifier. And so, therefore, we can prepare every day 17 spells. And you can spread that out among any of the spell slots that you know, or that, for which you have slots for which you have spells. 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Those are our spell slots for the current level of cleric. So we can take any 17 spells out of Chapter 11 here. Chapter 11 spells, and you see cleric. Here's cantrips. We can fill those in. First level, second level, third level. So look over that, and you get 17 in addition to your domain spells, which have already been written out up here. Raven rolls 2d20, 11 and 2. 11 plus 5 is 16. You barely defeat the cloaker. Nice job, Raven. Okay, well, you know what? Yes, we can pick our spells, and maybe we could do that in part 3, because it'll be fun to give her, her a set of spells, given her personality and who she is. If any of you out there, want to sketch her, I would love to see your concept of what she looks like to you, given everything we've generated about her. That said, look, your time and talent is your own, and I'm not going to beg nor ask you to produce something for free. But this is a very dynamic character set against a lot of the other characters that we've made. Because actually, this is the first time we've made a Death Cleric since we started broadcasting, and especially given the very unique situation of us having kind of an anime-themed summer break beach episode campaign. Whew, what a personality. Anyway, I will be putting all of these characters up on our Discord so that you can have some fun with them as well, and maybe run them or use them as NPCs or whatever you'd like. I'm gonna get up and take a break. So all of you, let me hand out some EXP here first. Coffee Cat goes into a dungeon. Another advantage. Wow, you guys are getting lucky here. 14 and 4. You definitely dodged the poison dart, Coffee Cat. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to get up. I'm going to be gone for about 10 minutes. I'm going to get a snack. I'm going to get a drink, do a little stretch, etc. And I'll see if I can't get... right, so we have some solidarity, right? Yeah, if you want to battle or duel, go ahead. I may not be available for a little bit to do points as I'm up and about, but I'll come back and we'll talk about monsters. Oh my.